Page 6, the Juggler. I look it over, it's 2 pages long, treble bass clef, no sharps or flats in the key signature. This is in the key of C major, so if you're doing the scales and arpeggios, do C major and A minor, because A minor has no sharps or flats. 4/4 time signature, and there's 8th notes going everywhere. I'm going to go ahead and take this both hands at the same time, because it's only one hand or the other playing, I think, for the most part. The right hand, they want here, or the left hand, excuse me. Left, right, whatever, here. And the right hand is here, so we're here. 1 and 2 and. Now, third measure, reach down, G and up. You're staying in the same place, just going out. That's basically what it is. Now, when you get to the bottom of the page 6, you're here. Because the right hand is kind of crawling around a bit. And then they want the left hand here. If you don't want to be up in here, you can do a 4/2. You can come on up. And the second measure at the top of page 7, that is a G in the left hand. There's 3 ledger lines above the staff. There's a C is 1, E is 2, G is 3. So, and then and then we come up and do it again. At the bottom of the page, the last line on page 7. It's here. They want the left hand to play it. Don't know why, but they do. And the left hand comes down. I'd rather not. I don't want the left hand to have to do here to here. Yuck. So, in the right hand, rather than this, I'm going to extend out to the octave. And I'm going to play that 1 or 2. And I'm going to play that note with the right hand. So the left hand doesn't have to do that. There's nothing wrong with the left hand up here going back and forth. It's showy. If you want to be showy, by all means. But otherwise, I wouldn't do that. It's just here. And then the left hand come on down. And then the left hand, hover over it, because the left hand's going to play the next one. Right? Now the left hand can come up, because we're done. It doesn't have to go anywhere. It can go where it wants to. We're done. So I'll put the hands together, and I'll go back over it slowly, maybe a line at a time or so, and make sure there's no hesitations. Once the hesitations are gone, at least for now, I'll add the articulation. This is just very connected. Just connect it all together. They're slurring it by measure. Those are slurs, not phrases. So connect them all. If you can figure out where phrases are, you can always lift up for the phrase, but otherwise I would connect it. And the dynamics, again, it's going to apply to both hands, because there's a bunch of broken chords and not much of a melody. And mezzo forte is moderately loud. Whatever you think moderately, sort of loud, huh? And as near as I can tell, that's the only dynamic given. Well, that's boring. After you get into it and you get to know it, if you would like to put in a little ups and downs, you're in the area of sort of loud, but you can get a little louder and softer. For instance, in each measure, I could put in a little swell in each measure. Huh? It's interpretation. You don't have to. Maybe at the top of page 7 when you're up here. Maybe you get a little softer here. Because that is definitely the end of a phrase, and you're doing it again. Maybe at the end you get a little softer, huh? It's interpretation. See, the printed music is only a general schematic, a general guide of how the composer wanted it to go. You turn it into music, you turn it into feeling. You do this like the natural accents. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm exaggerating them there so you could hear it better, but you feel it. It helps to keep the 8th notes even and smooth. You're not just saying nope, 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 nope. You're going to go up to here and then back down. You feel it. Speed is allegretto, and that's the overall feel of the piece. It may or may not be the beat. Moderato is 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Allegro is fast. 1, 2, 3, 4. allegretto's in between somewhere. This is kind of, in this case, it appears to be the speed of the beat, but it doesn't necessarily have to. It's somewhere in there. 1, 2, 3, so in there. And then on top of that, they've added pedal. Isn't that delightful? I like it without pedal. I think it sounds really nice, but they've added pedal, so apparently they want the effect. We're going to smear it all together. I don't know why, but let's try it and see, because pedaling is part of interpreting the music. And unless it's an etude, because sometimes pedaling in an etude, the pedaling is part of the etude. But otherwise, pedaling is an opinion. So you have to decide what kind of a sound are you after. Is the pedaling helping or hurting or what? It's going to be overlapping pedal. Although you can't overlap it too much because the eighth notes are too quick. You got to get the pedal down, and you're going to change it. It looks like they're changing it with every measure. Here. Okay. Let's see what that sounds like. There's a fermata at the end where you just hang on to that for a while. Yeah, that actually sounds very nicely. It just kind of flows along gently. Let's play this together very slowly, just to check the notes and the rhythms. I'd say I'm not doing dynamics, but there really aren't any. I'll give us 4 counts. I'm not going to do the pedal because you hear the notes better without the pedal. And that we're just checking notes and rhythms. We're not performing it. 1 and 2 and ready and go and. Four and. And 4 and. One and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 4 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Four and 4 and 4 and 4 and 3 and 4 and hold 2 and 3 and 4 and off.